Taqwa Allah is different stations. The highest of those stations is when the shaitan fears from you, like the shaitan used to fear from Umar radiallahu anhu. So the shaitan does not come next to you, does not come close to you, most of the time, right? Because there is no asma except for the anbiya. And the anbiya are the only ones infallible completely, and they are not touched by the shaitan at all. But most of the time, someone like Umar radiallahu anhu, the shaitan escaped from Umar radiallahu anhu. So that is the highest of these stations. The highest of these stations is when the shaitan escapes from you. And you really have to, like when the shaitan throws whispers into your mind, you really have to feel a little bad, depending on the size of those whispers. So if the shaitan whispered to you to commit an enormity, it means that you're there. He would have not dared to whisper to you, an enormity or, lewdness or immorality, very bad action, unless he thought that you could actually fall into it. Because otherwise the shaitan takes you gradually, step by step. So he would whisper to you, things like, you don't have to go to the masjid now, you're stay at home, you're tired, you just came back from work. If you're there, those will be the whispers of the shaitan. And certainly that is for us. I'm not talking about the Sahaba, because he would not even dare to whisper to the Sahaba, don't go to the masjid now, you're tired. But if you're there, that is his area of influence. He knows where his area of influence is. So his area of influence is, just relax, take it easy. You just came back from work. You'll catch the Aisha with them, or you'll catch the Fajr tomorrow, or you will catch something at the end of the week, depending on where you are. So the fact that the shaitan whispers to you bigger things should make you ponder over, your status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where am I? The shaitan is daring to whisper these big things to me, or the big enormities, acts of like immorality and so on to me. Then where is my status? You need to ask yourself. So the first station, the highest station, is where the shaitan is afraid of you. And whenever he whispers something to you, it is very minimal. And that is the highest station of taqwa. The second station, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about it in Surah Al-A'raf. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ تَذَكَّرُوا فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, those who have taqwa, إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ, when a visitation from the shaitan touches them. Ta'if is like a visitation. Ta'if is like a quick, passing thought. That would be ta'if. Ta'if is from tawaf. Tawaf, it is something that comes quickly and goes quickly. Something that comes quickly and goes quickly. So, إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ, مَسَّهُمْ means what? Touch them. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ, if they are touched by a visitation from the shaitan, quick, passing visitation from the shaitan, when they're touched by it, تَذَكَّرُوا, they remember. They remember Allah. They remember Jannah. They remember Nar. They remember death. They remember the eventuality of this life. It will turn into dust. تَذَكَّرُوا, they remember. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ, and immediately they become, beholders, clear beholders. But from basar, which is sight, and it could mean here insight, basira. They have basira, they have insight, they have good sight. Having good sight means that you're not short sighted. You're looking all the way up to the end of this journey. You scan through your journey up to the end of the journey. and you could behold the time of the departure of your soul, and you could imagine you when they are laying you in your grave, and when you're being resurrected, and when you stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are not short-sighted, but you could behold all of this. تذكروا, they remember, فإذا هم مبصرون, and they immediately become مبصرون. From basar, so good sight, and basira, insight. Now this is the second station. Second station is when you're always in constant remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the default is your remembrance. And the shaitan could only quickly pass by you. Quick visitations from the shaitan. إذا مسهم, touched them. مسهم, طائف من الشيطان, when they're touched by a visitation from the shaitan, تذكروا, they remember, فإذا هم مبصرون, and immediately they become مبصرون. Now, then there is another station, those who will fall into the sin, but they will come back, they will return. الذين إذا فعلوا فاحشة أو ظلموا أنفسهم ذكروا الله فاستغفروا لذنوبهم ومن يغفر الذنوب إلا الله, as in Surah Ali Imran. الذين إذا فعلوا فاحشة أو ظلموا أنفسهم, those when they commit immorality or transgress themselves, wrong themselves, ذكروا الله, they remember Allah after they committed it. They already committed the immorality, or they already transgressed themselves. But afterwards, they remember Allah, ذكروا الله فاستغفروا لذنوبهم, and they asked for forgiveness for their sins. وَمَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, and who would forgive the sins other than Allah, or better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the next station. But if you're not quick to remembering, and if you don't remember because you do so many sins and you do so many sins,